Welcome back to the Apartment Geek. I'm your host, Chris Robinson. Today, we're going to be talking about something very applicable. It has to do with the cap rate that everybody talks about. I talk about it. It's not a bad thing, but it's a little bit misunderstood. So cap rate's the NOI over the price of the real estate. The NOI we get to by looking at the expenses, by taking out all the expenses of the property per year. I'm seeing a problem with and a misunderstanding around what are the expenses of an apartment building. And what I mean by this problem I'm seeing is because I'm looking at a lot of marketing packages from brokers in town. And this is what an industry term we use. We call it broker underwriting. This is the thing that people need to understand. Most brokers don't own real estate. They're going off some profit loss statement. And a lot of brokers are cooking the books or they're fudging things to make the cap rate look better. It's BS. People should be going through a checklist when they're buying an apartment complex and making sure that everything that's applicable has been accounted for. So I thought today we would basically I looked at five apartment complexes that I've underwritten within the last couple of years, the broker opinion of value. And I want to go through really quick because everybody's time is valuable, but really quick, what I look at and what's reality. And this is something that a lender would feel comfortable with, and it would pass most of the tests of savvy, very experienced, successful real estate investors. And this is all impacting the cap rate, so be cognizant of that. Property taxes, we understand county charges taxes. When you look at your property taxes, especially if you're out of the city of San Diego, El Cajon, Spring Valley, Chula Vista, Vista, make sure look for the sewer assessment on the tax bill. A lot of times there's a big sewer number on there. You want to account for that in your expenses because it's real. It's in addition to your property tax amount. Landscaping, gardening, grounds maintenance. If you have a property with zero plants, I don't care. You should have somebody going through the property every month and cleaning things up, trash. Going into the laundry room, that's a really important one. And doing a little once a week, once every 2 weeks of the laundry room, keeping that clean. Residents will appreciate it. Insurance, we used to underwrite at $200 to $300 a unit per year. Now it's like $400 to $1,000. So that's a big one. I don't want to go too far into the rabbit hole with that, but I would really be looking at insurance quotes early on when you're buying any kind of new apartment complex. Offsite management, larger deals with big money coming in, big gross income, 3 to 4%, what we see. Smaller deals, 5 to 6%. On-site management, anything over 15 units, you need on-site manager. So budget that in if you're buying an asset 16 or above. Free rent, discounted rent, certain amount of salary. If you've got insurance, you're going to have payroll tax and workers' comp and stuff like that. SDG&E, we've talked a lot about that. That's pretty easy. If you have a master meter building, that's going to really sting now that the utilities are going way up. Water, we've talked a lot about the rising water costs in all the parts of the county. Sewer assessment, I already handled that. If you're not on certain sewer assessment amount on the tax bill, then you're either paying sewer per month, like in National City and Chula Vista, some of the properties I own down there, there's a separate sewer bill. So account for sewer one way or another. Repairs and maintenance. I see a lot of brokers that don't account for real repairs and maintenance. And if you don't do this, you're going to get bit in the butt, and your 6% cap rate's really a 5% cap rate or whatever. I use $800 to $1,000 per unit per year. You're buying a 10-unit building, 10 grand a year, 8 to 10 grand a year. That should keep you safe for stuff that breaks, stuff that you have to repair. The fence is falling down. There's cracks, whatever it may be. That's above and beyond capital expenditures. This is a little bit conservative on repairs and maintenance, my number here, but plan for the worst, hope for the best. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. That's the golden rule of buying these apartments. Be conservative, and then hopefully you can pleasantly surprise yourself. Reserves, probably, on a case-by-case basis, if you're buying a bigger asset with more uncertainty, or I shouldn't say that, an older building with more uncertainty, build some reserves in there, $500 a unit per year. It's not that much money, but it kind of gives you a little bit of buffer. And licenses and city fees, rental business tax, small numbers, but account for something in your analysis. Fire safety, I'm getting notices from the fire marshal that they're doing inspections. So I'm having to go install more fire extinguishers, ensure things are updated. We obviously don't want to mess with fire, so it's very important, but budget something for fire safety on a per year basis where you're going to have to keep things up to law, up to date. Trash removal. If you're in the city of San Diego, you've got cans, not really an issue. The green cans are becoming kind of silly. They're mandated. Most of the tenants are not using them, is what I'm experiencing and what I'm hearing from a lot of colleagues. If you're outside of the city of San Diego, then you've got trash to deal with. And dealing with these trash companies is I call them like the mob. It's like they are ripping off a lot of people. So if you've got dumpster bills and et cetera, I would really make sure that you're getting the right service for what you're paying, and the bins that you have are right, or the dumpsters, et cetera, because I'm seeing a lot of people getting ripped off. We've talked about that on other episodes. And that is pretty much it. If there's anything that can come up that you think I missed, reach out to me. I wanted to go through that and make sure that people understand that cap rate is not accurate. It's not even worth talking about unless you've got accurate underwriting. And I'm seeing a lot of sloppy stuff out there with brokers that are trying to pitch it and cook the books to sell a 6.5% or 7% cap rate when it's just not the reality, coming from somebody who's owned apartments for 18 years, 17 years. Let me know what you think. And until next time, be well and see you soon.